Hey guys, welcome everyone to WrestlingRumors.net official Raw review show. Sam Daly, Adam Daley, Lady Nexus 13 on Twitter, Adam Daley 13 on Twitter. Listen guys, Raw came live from Montreal tonight. Super jam-packed Raw.
Oh my gosh, the crowd was amazing. Right off the bat, the crowd was definitely into it. It definitely added to the entire show, in my opinion.
Yeah, so we have a lot to cram into about 10 or 15 minutes, so we are going to make this a little bit faster. May the 4th be with you to any Star Wars fans out there. So let's get going. Sam, for me, it's a toss-up between top story. Let's go title picture first, even though I don't necessarily know if that's the big story.
No.
But title picture, still huge. Dean Ambrose now in as a fatal four-way heading towards Payback.
Oh my gosh, I didn't think they were actually going to let Dean Ambrose get put into the title picture. I geeked out completely. I was about to say something else. I decided to censor myself. I geeked out. We'll leave it at that.
Now, do you think, let me ask this, did you, in a way, didn't you think, though, that when he had that match, he was definitely in?
Yeah, I was hoping. I had my fingers crossed. I was like, please, 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 because it just makes everything so much better.
Right.
I love it now. I'm more interested in it now than I was before. So, yes, I'm excited and I'm happy, and I don't want them to turn over this.
Right.
Like, have the Authority come back and say, no, Dean Ambrose, you're not in it.
Well, which technically they could do instead of a storyline for next week.
But I'm hoping that they don't.
Right. I think that the crowd response and just the fan response they got on Twitter, on social media, I think they would have to keep it as a fatal four-way now. I mean, unless if they had some plans or whatever. This, I don't know why this was done, if maybe some people were jaded about the main event or whatever the case may be. I think this is a very nice addition, and it really breathed new life into this match. What do you think?
I completely agree.
Okay.
I loved it.
So it's official. It's a fatal four-way. Dean Ambrose fans, and I won't say it, but if you're heel book fans, it's Dean Ambrose. You guys know what I'm talking about.
Ambrose. Okay.
There you go. You can say it. Now, let's get to the big story. A bunch of swerves, a bunch of pulling on the heartstrings. We knew we were in Montreal. John Cena comes out for the Cena Invitational, the John Cena United States Championship Open Invitational. Bret Hart's music hits.
Yes, I got really excited there for a second because I was like, holy shit, it's not Sami Zayn, but it's Bret Hart. Okay. But then I was kind of like, Bret Hart, he's kind of old. We all know he's not going to win it.
So now,
and then Heath Slater came out.
I was going to say, now we have Heath Slater come out.
Oh, yes, Heath Slater. And because Slater's going to slay, you know. Maybe Slater came in and knocked out Bret Hart, whatever. And then Bret Hart actually knocks him out. And then he introduces someone from NXT.
Hometown boy, Sami Zayn. Now,
so excited.
And it's, let's face it, this is what we talked about with Balor, how they should have, and granted, this isn't really a debut because Sami Zayn has been on Raw before in tag matches and stuff like that. But
and it's not like he's going to continue to be on the main roster.
Well, we don't know.
He's scheduled to be on the next NXT takeover pay-per-view.
No, we know, exactly. But past that, you know, that's what kind of what we were talking about in the pre-show. Who knows when they're going to bring Zayn up? So is this? Let me ask your opinion. Does this put Zayn on the main roster faster? Is it soon after TakeOver, or was this just a one-off?
I can see it being a one-off, but I really hope that they bring him up to the main roster.
Got to keep it 100.
Awesome.
Got to keep it 100. Use your expertise here. One-off, or is he coming up to the main roster?
He's coming up to the main roster soon.
Within
before SummerSlam.
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah.
Is that close enough for the time frame, everybody?
I'll take that. Yeah. Now, do you think, especially with the crowd response, guys, let's face it, they knew they were going to get the crowd response in Montreal. I think that's why this spot worked out well. And if you look at it, it was the 10 o'clock spot, so you knew something big was going to happen. Bret Hart comes out, gets to crowd pop. Heath Slater comes out. You know, so it was that constant up and down, that roller coaster of, and you knew that you started to know we were getting Zayn.
They were milking it. They took way too long.
I think that's why it was effective.
And I was getting so mad because Cena just kept talking and talking and talking, and I wasn't even hearing what he was saying because I was sitting there going, Sami Zayn, Sami Zayn, Sami Zayn.
But don't you think that's why it was effective, though? Don't you think?
I don't even know what John Cena said at all at the beginning of that.
But in a way,
to be honest,
with it being drug out like that, and it's funny because when we were talking with a lot of the Wrestling Rumors guys, we were kind of talking. Cena, whenever they started, first doing Sami Zayn's chant, and then when they were chanting Sami Zayn, he kind of got that little smirk on his face, like the Raw after WrestleMania 28 when everybody was chanting for Lesnar. And it was almost like that, haha, I got a secret and I can't tell you, one of those deals. And listen, for Cena, again, brilliantly played on his part. I think it was great how they strung this out compared to last last Raw where we were complaining about how they really drug I forget what spot it was, but they drug it out way. Oh no, it was Extreme Rules, the Sheamus and Ziggler thing. That got drug out way too long. I think this was perfect because it played off people's emotions. I think that crowd wanted Sami Zayn so bad. So you bring out Bret Hart first. Oh, the crowd goes nuts. Then you slip in Heath Slater. Oh, the crowd boos. And then for me, it was amazing.
All in itself was just an emotional roller coaster. And they had me wanting to kill John Cena just to see who would come out and be like, I was supposed to have a match with him.
Which is what it's exactly supposed to be.
I know. That's why it was so great.
Listen, guys, they hit a home run with Raw tonight. And
it was
funny
amazing tonight.
Because I'll admit, admittedly, I went in with a little bit of low expectations, although they do always deliver in Canada. That's the one thing that they do. But do you think now, seeing the response they got, do you think that they kind of, and who knows what Balor's plans are, but if it is just a one-off, like say Sami Zayn isn't coming up right now, do you think they regret not putting Balor on that UK Raw? The one from Monday?
It's possible. No, because I don't think they want anybody to see Balor on the main roster until they're ready for him to be on the main roster.
I agree with that. I think that's, because
he's one of those.
Sami
Zayn's been seen before. His gimmick, you can see it on NXT. Well, Balor's thing is very big and very charismatic and theatrical, and it's something that you want people to see for the first time on your main thing. Well, and when they're coming out.
My thing with Sami Zayn is he has been on Raw before.
Yeah, he has.
But how many people, because we're talking about, we all know the diehards and the smarks or the IWC crowd or whatever you want to label people. We know who Sami Zayn is. But from the time he was on, in a tag team X number of months ago, until now, how many new customers have they brought in? How many new subscriptions? How many new? So in a way, I could see them using this to piggyback off of Takeover next week and say, hey, Sami Zayn, who wrestled Cena, he's in the main event of Takeover. It's a free month. Some people, even though we think that everybody knows who Sami Zayn is because we're so diehard in the NXT, I think there's still a lot of people that don't know who Sami Zayn is. I don't know. What do you?
Fine, then just tell them he's El Generico, and hopefully they'll get the picture.
I don't think that's actually the answer.
Is that not the answer?
I don't know if that's the answer.
Who's Sami Zayn? Do you know El Generico? Yeah, well, that's who Sami Zayn is.
And you're gonna have the same people. You're gonna have the same people going, what? What? Okay, so no, but Zayn, I think he could really toss up as far as crowd pop goes tonight between Sami Zayn and Ambrose. Although I think, let's face it, guys, I think Sami Zayn wins the crowd pop of the night. But Ambrose equal amount.
That Rollins Ambrose match was equally amazing.
Oh my God, yeah. And it's funny because we were all joking around about stuff, and we even said that could be match of the year. I mean, that legitimately could be match of the year candidate. What did you think about everything going on tonight with not only with Seth Rollins, Kane, Randy Orton? I mean, we teased it, when we were talking with the guys on the pre-show, there had to be tension tonight between Roman Reigns and Randy Orton. We got that right out of the gate.
Yeah, whenever Reigns speared Orton in that very first match with New Day, that kind of brought it to life right there. And then at the end of the show, whenever, what was it? Orton hit Reigns with an RKO, and then Ambrose hit Orton with the Dirty Deeds just right afterwards. So I was actually glad to see that. Now, I was glad to see Ambrose didn't eat an RKO. He actually hit Orton with the Dirty Deeds.
Now let me ask this question, because I know some people are very high or very low on this. How do you, everything going on with Kane and Seth Rollins backstage, their disagreements, obviously, Seth Rollins is being very antagonistic towards Kane. Are you still in on this, or are you kind of getting tired of it? Because I on social media, I saw it was kind of like a happy balance of some people were just like, please just get Kane out of the picture. Yeah. Other people enjoyed it. I don't get your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm not down with Kane anymore. I'm so bored with Kane. So I hate corporate Kane. I do.
I think he's
my least favorite Kane.
Corporate Kane's your least favorite Kane?
He's my least favorite.
Next to Isaac Yankem?
I actually prefer Isaac Yankem. He's much more fun character to play.
Let's keep it 100. All right, so now this is going to be something I know you are going to love, and of course I'm going to love this too. New Day was popping up everywhere tonight. Yes. New Day was just backstage. They were just every vignette that it just seemed like they were popping up. Another great showing tonight. I think tonight might have been their best showing to date. And you're a huge New Day supporter. Talk to us.
I completely agree. They definitely gave them the stage to do it on. The crowd was behind them. It was just so organic and great, and they're such assholes, and it's awesome.
Well, it's great because people are finally starting to see the value in Xavier Woods. Because a lot of, for the longest time, people kept saying, well, we don't get it, we don't get him. I mean, they don't know.
I never understood that. He's great on the mic. He's great in the ring. I've never understood people's problem with Xavier.
I think it's just a lot of people don't know him still. People don't know him as Consequences Creed. People still don't know him, down in NXT. Because remember, that was really before NXT started taking off.
Yeah.
Which the E60 on ESPN should be very, very good, tomorrow night, by the way. But that's completely on a separate topic. But I think we're starting to really see people are seeing the value of Xavier Woods. He's excellent. And I think what they have something special in New Day right now. And they did make mention of the Freebirds again. So I'm gonna ask this question until it actually happens. Sam, especially with the backstage confrontation with Kid, Cesaro, and Natty, do we eventually see the Freebird rule in effect where Natty ends up being partial tag team champ?
Well, I'm going to say, I'm not because of Natty, but for the fact that Xavier Woods, and they just keep randomly switching who's wearing the titles. One day it's Xavier Woods, then it's Kofi Kingston, then it's Kofi Kingston and Big E.
Which is the point of the Freebird rule.
They keep switching it around wearing them.
That's the Freebird rule.
So they probably are going to go that way. Not saying that they are going to drag Natalya into it. I hope they do, but I'm not saying that they will.
Why wouldn't they though? This would be an awesome spot too. I think it would be so phenomenal to put Natty in there so that, again, if it's a three-person stable, and you could really count them as a three-person stable now, if they really wanted to drag this out, and I know, guys, I know it sounds like a reach, and I'm going to beat this until it actually happens or I'm proven wrong, but I feel like there's something brewing where we're going to see Natty as a tag team champion.
No, I'd like to see that, but I doubt that WWE would ever go that route. I'd like them to, because they do in Lucha and it works so well, but I doubt that WWE will ever go that route.
That's what they said about China, though. In the Intercontinental Championship. That's what they said about...
There's a difference between China and Natty.
Well, you're right. Natty can wrestle a lot better. So let's get to topic number 5, because this is something near and dear to your heart. The ravishing Russian Ms. Lana. Doing a little bit of fandangoing tonight.
Doing the fandango tonight. I loved it. I can watch Lana do the fandango every day of the week.
And it's
shaking back and forth.
So we keep beating it down, but we are seeing Mark Mero Sable 2.0, I think.
Yes,
right?
Basically.
Okay.
Except I don't think Lana's gonna go all crazy with the.
They can't.
With the handprints he's gonna put her in a burlap sack and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
I don't think that's gonna happen.
The burlap sack, technically, they could do. The handprints, no, absolutely not. Because remember, again, it's TVPG now. But with a burlap sack, anything can be underneath. Yeah. Because it could just be something that one of the regular divas wear. Because she's always just come out in basically in her suit, in her business attire. So you put her out there, maybe, and I'm not saying obviously that's what they'll do. And in a way, I hope they don't go that route, guys. But technically, they could. They could. Now, are you starting? I know you're kind of against Lana turning face a little bit. Did this kind of influence you a little bit, or kind of push the lever towards maybe some acceptance?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Not at all. If she stays the ravishing Russian, I'll be down with whatever they turn her.
She's not.
But if they turn her into something else, I'm just going to be mad. Keeping it 100, I'm not going to like Lana unless she's Russian.
And Montreal, real quick, shout out to your crowd. Absolutely phenomenal crowd. And this shows you guys, we always talk about this, when we talk about Chicago, then to Green Bay, and then now to Montreal. And again, guys, nothing against Green Bay, but when you look at that Chicago crowd, that Montreal crowd tonight.
The difference the crowd makes whenever they're actually into the show.
Well, and you can see it in just the talent, too. I feel like talent takes extra risks. Again, it's the brass ring speech of when are we going to see somebody just take a risk in the ring? I feel like when the crowd's really into a show, the talent is more prone to take that risk because they know it's you.
Yeah, because
pretty fail-safe.
The crowd's excited. They get excited. Their adrenaline starts rushing more. They want to do a good job. They don't want to fail that crowd. It's natural. So be a good crowd. You'll get good shows.
Real quick before I get to your rating, I want to get 2 quick things on you. The Ascension, your boys.
They need to do something with this.
Thank you. And then real quick, Ryback's promo about being hungry and food and hungry and food.
Who the fuck gave Ryback a microphone?
I don't know. It wasn't the crowd to do it in front of.
Come on.
It wasn't the crowd.
Just put him in another squash match, then have Bray Wyatt do his promo. There was no reason to give Ryback the microphone.
And then before we let her grade this, spiders.
Spiders. I was expecting them to be space spiders. Because he's Stardust. He's from the stars. Space spiders.
Listen, even though they were fake, yes, guys, I'm not bad with spiders.
You can get space spiders at a comic book store somewhere, I'm sure.
I'm sure you can. All right, so now we know it was a great Raw, great crowd. Let her grade this Raw.
A plus.
A plus.
A+.
A plus. This is going to go down at the end of the year. This is going to be argued that it could be the Raw of the year.
Mm-hmm.
I do think this is going to be in the discussion. I know it's early. We always say that after a great Raw, and maybe it's because we're not used to
having
great Raws or just this show. It flowed the entire show. It didn't feel like there was a down moment. Crowd was a little flat after Zayn, but I mean, you have to.
They were so emotionally drained.
You have to expect it's Hogan Rock. It's that Hogan Rock experience.
No, that was like after Brock Undertaker at WrestleMania 30. The crowd was just exhausted for the main event.
Or Hogan Rock at 17, WrestleMania 17.
Or whatever.
Yeah, you're like, or
I was
whatever.
at WrestleMania 30, so that's how I remember it. Whatever.
Okay, so was I. Big deal. So was 80,000 other people that are probably watching this. All right, so now I'm going to give it an A+ too. Yeah, absolutely A+. Spot of the night.
Spot of the night? Tamina Snuka coming out and beating the shit out of the Bellas.
I like
Snuka's back!
She looks like Chaka Khan a little bit, though.
Keep on
rocking, Chaka Khan.
I love it
No?
when Tamina Snuka's around. I want them to push her so bad.
I like having
She's
Tamina
so
back.
good. I don't understand why they never push her.
That was your spot of the night, though?
Yeah, I was so excited when Tamina
Come
Snuka
on,
came back.
Sami Zayn, man.
Yeah.
It's all about Zayn tonight, and I'm not talking about One Direction.
I was emotionally
I'm talking about
drained.
Sami Zayn.
I was
the real
emotionally
Zayn.
drained by Zayn, so I'm just going to go with Tamina Snuka for right now.
Oh, man.
I'm still trying to believe that it happened. I still don't believe it happened. It was crazy. It was a great Raw.
Guys, it was a fantastic Raw. I mean, at the end of the day, when she's speechless, then I'm speechless. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. This has been a quick Raw recap. Please switch over to Wrestling Reaction. We're going to be on with Frank Manzo and them cats. We're going to be switching over here in a couple minutes. Please make sure you're subscribing to this very YouTube channel, Wrestling Rumors Net on YouTube. Make sure you like our video. Please share our video, get the word out, and make sure you're checking out WrestlingRumors.net. Thanks to all the guys over at WrestlingRumors.net. We will see you guys soon. And Sam, do you have any final last words for everybody?
Hope everyone enjoyed Raw as much as we did, and catch us next week for another show.
Yep, and we'll see you guys this week. Check us out on Wrestling Reaction now. Thanks, guys.